Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Blend. I'm your host, Tifasi Biza. Should I introduce you?
Yes.
All right. So today. I'm with Owen. Yes. So we want to talk about hygiene. Yeah, discuss about hygiene, what person hygiene is, and why hygiene is important. Yes. So there's a lot that we want to talk about. So stay tuned. Yeah, but then I also want to remind you not to forget. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Yes. Let's not wait any longer. Yeah, let's start the conversation. So Owen, you are welcome on the podcast.
Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. Can you tell us what personal hygiene is and why is it important?
Personal hygiene. Personal hygiene. This is all about self cleanliness, whereby every day, you have to take care of your body. You have to bath it. It's something that deals with self cleanliness and neatness, whereby you always have to look neat and look presentable. So, personal hygiene involves not just about cleaning your body. It also involves about your surrounding and everything that is associated with you. So, to start with, you talk of bathing, brushing your teeth, washing hands every time you've touched something, making sure you're dressing neatly to look presentable. When you talk of your environment, you have to make sure that your beddings are always clean, they're always well arranged. Talk of plates that you use for eating and pots, they should always be cleaned, dried, and also well packed. You talk of your surrounding, make sure that your surrounding is well cleaned so that it shouldn't contain any anything that can cause you harm or diseases. So personal hygiene is very important simply because it makes you look presentable first of all, and also it helps you to maintain your healthy, that's both mentally and your physical healthy. Whenever everything is clean, there are less objects to harm you, and also you clear yourself of pathogens and bacteria that might end up causing several diseases. Sure.
All right, let me add on that it also gives confidence, right?
Yes, that's very true.
When you're among your friends,
yes, yes,
or you are at a meeting,
mm.
you will be comfortable to speak or walk around, because you know that you're smelling good.
Yeah.
And
yes, that's true. Because it's actually advised that at least every day you should brush your teeth twice or thrice. When you haven't brushed your teeth,
2 or 3 times, not every time you eat.
that's just 2 or 3 times. You're including all the 3 meals in a day. Of course, you have
but
to.
Then sometimes you you have taken breakfast in the morning,
yes.
And then you eat something at around 10 a.m.
Yeah, in short, we can say you have to brush your teeth regularly.
Yeah,
just to make sure that it's clean every time. So I wanted to say about most of the times when you wake up and you haven't brushed your teeth, to speak out or maybe just to say something, it usually becomes uncomfortable because you'll be like, what if there's a bad smell coming out of my mouth when I'm talking to people? So whenever you get that cleaned, whenever you brush your teeth, it gives you that confidence to say, I'm already good. I can't smell bad. So you easily go around and greet your friends, start conversations. So I was just complementing on saying that self-hygiene gives you that self-confidence to in public places.
Yes. When we just started the conversation, you talked about bathing,
Yes.
showering.
Yes.
So, how often should you shower, or should a person shower or bath?
Um, a person normally should bath at
Once a
least
day.
twice a day. But then this usually depends on the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said twice in a day simply because in the morning, at least before you go to work,
Yeah.
or maybe when you've just woken up,
Mm-hmm.
you actually have to take a bath so that you should look presentable uh, around your friends.
Oh, you can also look presentable even. Okay. The other people who don't bath in the morning, they'll just wake up, yeah, apply lotion, and then spray perfumes, and then dress in decent clothes. You know.
No,
So
but yes, of course, that's true. You can look presentable,
okay,
but
at
then
least you should be saying. At least you should. Should we say
should
you
be
should be smelling good?
yeah. Well, we can say that because most of the times when you're sleeping during the night, you can sweat a lot. I mean, you're in your beddings, and then maybe sometimes the weather is not that good. It's hot. So when you just wake up and apply lotion, it's like you're just applying lotion on top of the sweat that you had over the night.
Yeah.
Which usually smells bad. And of course, some will say, what if after doing that you apply perfume without bathing? The mixture of the sweat and the perfume will always be a conflict. So sometimes instead of smelling good, you end up smelling bad. So it's advised that at least when you wake up, you should take a bath. So I also wanted to say that after coming from work, you have had a long day. You've been working and what have you, and sometimes you go to work in a presentable. Let's say you put on a jacket, a shirt, a necktie, something like that. It's obvious you're going to be hot, and with the work that you do, obviously your body will be producing sweats. So when you come back from work, it is advisable at least that you should take a bath. That's why I said at least normally twice a day. But if you have access that to say in the morning you can bath, and then maybe lunch hour you have access to showers, it's advised to take a bath soon after your shower, because when you're eating, your body obviously it will sweat. After that, when you come back from work, you bath again. Before you go to bed, it's also advised to sleep to shower. So you can shower as many times as you can, provided you have all the resources required for you to shower.
Do you actually do that?
It depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. Because if let's say it's a very hot day, when I wake up, obviously I bath, and then I go to work. When I come back, I also bath simply because I know that I've sweated a lot. And before I go to sleep, sometimes it's hot, and for you actually to sleep, it's uncomfortable. So I take a bath and then go to bed. Your body goes to bed fresh enough, and it's actually easy to catch sleep. So yes, sometimes not.
All right. So you have mentioned of a few hygiene practices for daily life.
Yeah.
Like you've mentioned of bathing and brushing your teeth whatsoever. So I hope there are many.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you mention the other essential hygiene practices for daily life?
Okay. I'll actually start with in the morning, because that's when you start your day.
Yeah.
So we are talking of daily hygienic activities, which means you have to start with the first thing first. When you wake up, the first thing to do is to brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. In the process, you also wash your hands. In fact, I would say first thing is to wash your hands. After that, you brush your teeth. After brushing your teeth, if you're someone who does workouts before maybe breakfast or something, then you have to after that you have to bath.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. You have mentioned of bathing, Bambi.
Yes.
All right. Why aren't you talking of washing clothes, ironing them,
Okay.
washing the beddings, the blankets?
I think that will come along the way, because as I said, you're talking of daily hygienic activities first.
Yes.
So you're starting with no, it depends on if you want to wash daily. I mean, there are some who rather maybe have a washing basket where you can collect your dirty clothes.
No. You can't put your underwears in the washing basket. You do wash
Then you wash that while bathing. So that has to be mentioned when you're bathing. So yes, when you're bathing, don't forget to wash your underwears.
Yeah.
After that, your bed has to be neat. You have to make your bed every time. You have to prepare your breakfast. After eating, make sure that the dishes have been cleaned, dried, and then well packed. After eating, make sure you also brush your teeth again. After that, make sure you wash your hands. That is, you can talk of before and after eating, before and after preparing food, before and after, let's say, visiting bathrooms, before and after touching anything that can contain germs or pathogens that can cause diseases. After that, also make sure that your surrounding is clean. Let's say that around your yard, around your house, you have to make sure that it's clean. It shouldn't contain dust and several litters. It has to be clean as possible, because when these litters accumulate, they will end up attracting more and more bacteria or germs that can cause disease, pathogens that can cause disease. So you also have to make sure that your surrounding is clean. Let's talk of when you come back from work. You always have to make sure you take your bath. After that, prepare yourself a meal. Make sure that after every meal you've brushed your teeth, and make sure that after every meal your dishes have been cleaned, because the longer you keep your dishes uncleaned, the more they will attract pathogens and germs that will end up causing several diseases. And I'm continuously talking about packing these dishes or pots after cleaning them, simply because when they have not been well cleaned, while cooking, you have things like knives, spoons, forks. They can cause harm anytime. So you have to make sure that they've been well packed so that they shouldn't cause any harm to you. Sure. So adding on that, which can be as you go with your daily activities, you can say at least I'll be washing my beddings once in a week, or maybe twice in a week. The same applies to your clothes. You have to wash them now and again continuously. Most especially your underwears. They have to be cleaned now and again, because they are the ones that collect most sweat from your body. Whenever you're sweating, your underwears are the ones that will collect this sweat more than your outside clothes. So these have to be cleaned regularly. And if you're capable enough, at least change them twice or thrice a day. In short, every time you're bathing, you have to make sure that your underwears have been changed.
Alright.
Sure.
Now let's talk about body odor. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, like that. Body odor.
Yeah. So what causes body odor?
First thing that causes body odor, you talk of sweat. Sweat, when you sweat a lot and then you haven't bathed or you haven't removed this sweat, it will actually cause an odor. You can also talk of shaving your private areas, that's your armpits and around your pubic areas. You have to make sure that these areas have been shaved, simply because they accumulate so much sweat. Let's say, for example, in your armpits, it's always sweating. So when when you haven't shaved, the hairs will end up causing so much sweating, and the sweating is the one that will make you smell. You can also talk of maybe brushing your teeth. When you haven't brushed your teeth, there's always going to be an odor coming from it. So this is what happens in your teeth. When you sleep, there are lots of bacteria that get to be active in your mouth. These bacteria will be the ones that will cause some the decays in your mouth. So when you don't brush your teeth, these decays that have happened in your mouth, they'll end up producing a bad odor. So when you brush your teeth, you actually get rid of these bacteria together with whatever they have decayed. So that's why it's always important to brush your teeth after eating, because the bacteria work on these remnants in your mouth. And when you wake up, you also have to brush it, because as I said, it's the time that when you're not active, the bacteria will be most active in your mouth.
Alright, I wanted to say that there are other people who are smart. They bath every day. They take care of their body, but they still produce their bodies still produce odor.
Yeah.
Is that a healthy issue, or it's also about hygiene?
Most of the times, for people who are always hygienic, who always maintain their hygiene, it's usually connected to health issues. So, for example, there are some who generally produce a smell when their mouth, no matter how much they brush their teeth. So these usually have to seek medical attention, so that they should be given medicine that will help them remove these odors. And also, I've talked about shaving your private areas, for example, armpits and what have you. You also have to use things like roll-on, and you also have to use things like maybe spray. They at least give you a good scent, because you can bath, let's say, in the morning and your armpits are maybe shaved, but then as the day goes, let's say it's hotter, you still have that sweat that start to accumulate in these tight areas. So you always have to make sure that when you have these roll-ons, they will help you to remove that odor from you. So
there are other people who are allergic to perfumes, colognes. So I guess those people you don't have to advise them to be applying roll-ons.
yes, that's true.
All right. Can certain foods or medication impact body odor?
Yes, it can. I'll start with, let's say, foods, especially fruits. Fruits have that ability to give you a good odor in your mouth. We can talk of apples, fruits like bananas. These fruits will usually give you a good scent, you know. So yes, they do impact, and you can also talk of and you can also talk of medications. Let's say, if you remember, there used to be vitamin C back then when we were kids. I don't know if it's still available in the hospitals, or yeah, of course, it's usually given to those that usually like appetite. They also usually have a good scent that when you take them, they will they will give you that scent around people. Of course, there's other medicine which maybe I might not know due to my little knowledge of medications, but I'm sure there are also those medicines that will help to reduce bad odor, or to give you good odor. On the same medications, you can talk of medicines that will actually have a scent that will be disturbing around you. Let's say, for example, la. When you take la, it usually has that scent that can be uncomfortable to several people around you, or maybe even to yourself. So medicine can also impact your odor. So when you take medicine like those, make sure you have, let's say, maybe you can take something, a fruit that will minimize that odor, or just make sure, or you can also brush your teeth, right, after taking medicine.
Yeah.
When you do that, you see that you have good odor by the end of the day. So yes, it impacts both negatively and positively.
All right. Now we should go to girls'
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
The issue of menstrual hygiene.
Mm.
I hope you'll be comfortable answering.
Yes, being someone who has some knowledge of biology, I think I can be able to answer 2 or 3 questions. Yes, so
Okay.
go ahead.
All
You
right.
can
My
ask.
first question is, what are the best practices for menstrual hygiene?
The best practices, first thing,
If you don't know, just leave them to me.
yeah, but then I just wanted to list the general ones that I know.
Yeah.
You can use sanitary pads. Those ones usually help to trap the menstruals, and you also have to make sure that you bath regularly. That helps a lot. Maybe actually, I would say, so for someone who's menstruating, they have to bath at least 3 times a day. That helps a lot. It helps to keep them clean and hygiene. Otherwise, I might not be able to continue answering other questions there.
No, you answer. But there are those people at the village.
Mm.
Right, it's not only the pads,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
Yeah, those women at the village,
Mm.
they do use wrappers,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you can
Advise
advise
them
them to be
to,
washing.
yes, to washing them regularly, and they should at least have enough pieces that maybe they can help them to start them to sustain them during the day, not just one piece of cloth. They can have, if they bath 3 or 4 times a day, they should at least have of that number, simply because every time you're bathing, you'll be washing them and then putting them on a dryer. So for it to dry, it will at least it will at least need some hours. So they have to make sure that they have enough pieces of cloth, and after that they should be washing them.
All right, guys. I had many questions on menstrual hygiene, but then he has told me that he won't be able to answer.
Yes.
All right. So, guys, before we continue, I just want to remind you, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed. Now, we're continuing. Uh, we are now going to environmental hygiene. How can you maintain a clean and hygienic living space?
A clue to maintaining a clean and a hygienic living space is to, for example, let's talk of, okay, the first thing, your bed space has to be the first priority. It has to be clean every time. So you have to make sure that the beddings you use are always clean. Um, when you leave the bed, make sure that the bed is clean and neat. Not just leave things shakalala. You can also sweep in your room. After that, you mop. If you have cobwebs developing around the let's say the ceiling or the roof, make sure that all those have been removed, because these will usually attract uh, bacteria or pathogens that can cause diseases. After that, yeah, you go to your kitchen. Your kitchen has to be the most and the very cleanest space in your house or in your surrounding, because this is where you prepare the food, and the food is a carrier of pathogens that can cause you diseases. So You have to make sure that the kitchen is always clean so that you don't get to attract those pathogens. So going in little in the kitchen, you talk of the floor has to always be clean and bright. This is a space where you have much water. So if you don't dry it, if you don't clean and dry it, you can easily slip off. And this place contains sharp things. It has there are sharp edges. You have knives, you have forks, you have spoons. They can cause harm to you. And you also have things like stoves, cookers, fridge. All these, if you slip off and then fall on them, they can cause major injuries. So you have to make sure that the floor is always clean. Uh, After that, make sure that the place that you prepare your food, be it it's a cooker or whatsoever, hot plate, it has to be clean every time. After that, you have to talk of the dishes and the pots that you use. Make sure that they're always clean. Clean and sparkling, clean. They should be dry and they should be well packed. Because if they're cleaned but not dried, a chenche can fly on it and then leave some things there. You can also talk of we have these butterflies just flying all over, and actually when you have the space cleaned, these things won't develop. They won't be there. Make sure you drain your sinks or basins that you use to clean your dishes and pots. When you clean them, make sure that you also dry them, because if you don't drain these things, there will also be a space where the mosquitoes and what have you can bleed. You also have to make sure that your bin is emptied almost on a daily basis, so that you shouldn't have germs or pathogens bleeding there. You also have to make sure that everything is packed in its place, because you cannot place a knife together with plates and pots just anyhow, because the moment maybe you'll be coming to collect a plate next time you want to cook or a pot you want to cook, you end up being stabbed by this knife. So you also have to make sure that everything is well packed and well cleaned. Talking of your surrounding around your house, make sure that your grass is always short, something that you cannot have mosquitoes bleeding there. You have to make sure that your surrounding is always swept, less dust and litters, uh, and around your in the house, all the rooms always have to be cleaned and dried every time. So yes, that's how you can maintain clean and hygienic in your living space.
Can poor environmental hygiene lead to healthy issues?
Very, very possible, and it's actually dangerous, because health issues, several diseases are caused by pathogens, bacteria, viruses. You can also talk of worms. These usually carry things, or they usually carry diseases. In short, we can say that. So if you don't keep your space clean and safe, it will be easier for these pathogens and everything to bleed around your space. When they bleed, uh, they will easily get to your food, whatever you drink, and when you get them in your body, you usually fall sick. So there are some who complain to say, "Hey, I usually suffer malaria, this and that." Usually, you check, they have places where there are stagnant waters. They don't have proper drainages of these stagnant waters, and maybe there are grasses and what have you. Even as I say to say, when you just leave things anyhow, you end up, let's say you have sharp things that have sharp edges, they end up stabbing you. So generally, yes, if you're not hygienic enough, if your environment is not cleaned, then your health will actually be an issue by the end of the day.
All right. We're coming to an end of this podcast. of this episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any last words?
Always make sure that you're clean and sparkling clean, and your surrounding is clean and sparkling clean.
You like the word sparkling?
Yeah, it actually sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for hosting me.
Yeah. Yeah, to my audience, this is the end of this episode. Until the next one, the next episode. Bye.